Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Real Time, where we talk about the movies we like.
And the ones we don't.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Molly.
Happy New Year, everyone. Sorry we didn't do like a certain sort of special thing for the end of the year. We just repurposed something we did at the end of the year, but we are here in the new year of 2025 to once again talk about a Jurassic Park movie, or in this case, Jurassic World, the fourth movie in the series. So that's pretty fun.
Has our channel already been around for 4 years?
Oh, we're entering the fourth year.
Oh, wow.
Yep. We're all the way up to 20 subscribers, so we're moving up in the world.
Yeah. 4-year struggle, the work paid off.
Yep. If you want to call what we do work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But enough of us roasting our own channel. We're here to talk about Jurassic World, the first Jurassic Park movie in 14 years after 2001's Jurassic Park 3. And for some, it was a breath of fresh air that breathed new life into the franchise. For others, it was just a sign of it would be a warning of what was to come. Now, what do we think? Well, stick around, silly, and see, and just be patient. Okay, Bubba?
Yeah, yeah, just be patient.
All right, so now, as far as I'm aware, this was not the first time you've seen this movie, correct?
Yeah, this was like the third or fourth time. Yeah, not my first.
Cool. I think I saw this movie like 3 or 4 times in theaters because I thought it was really fun.
Mm-hmm. I did not see this in theater. I really don't know when the first time I saw it was. I don't remember.
And as such, you're probably thinking that I'm on the side of, oh yeah, this is really fun. This is a really cool movie. You'd be right. This is still really fun. Almost 10 years after it came out in theaters originally. Holy crap.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is pretty fun. I thought it was okay. I mean, it definitely doesn't compare to the original Jurassic Park movie, but it's good. It's fun.
Yeah, I agree. And side note, it's 10 years after. It's been almost 10 years since this movie came out, and we're getting another one this year. We're probably not going to review it when it comes out. We tried to do that with 2022's Jurassic World Dominion. We saw it, we recorded, and we just didn't release it. And we're going to get to that in about another 2 years, because that's just how we roll with this channel. We start off the year with a Jurassic Park movie. We probably wouldn't be doing this if I didn't just decide to start with if I didn't just decide to choose the first Jurassic Park for our first review ever. But that's just how the chips landed, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyways, so Jurassic World. The park is now open, and it's going pretty well, actually. The dinosaurs are all in cages. People are actually able to come and see them, but for some reason or another, I don't know why, these silly park executives thinks that people are getting sick of seeing dinosaurs. They think, at one point, one of our lead characters says that seeing a stegosaurus is just like seeing an elephant. I beg to differ. I go to any zoo in the world and see an elephant, and I'm still just like, oh man, that's cool.
Yeah, so a stegosaurus, you'd be like, whoa, just like blown away.
Yeah, I don't get where they're coming up from saying that dinosaurs are becoming boring to people. I guarantee you that if there was a real life park in our world that had real living dinosaurs, there would be lines out the wazoo every single day, even if there were dinosaurs escaping too. I feel like there would be enough interest to want to go there regardless.
Yeah, I mean, it's dinosaurs, an animal that used to be extinct and now you can see them. That's pretty cool.
So, what do these genius executives decide to do? Well, they decide to create a new dinosaur, the Indominus Rex. Now, it's a combination of a T-Rex as a space genome and a whole bunch of other random crap that we don't really get to learn too much about. We also learn at one point that it's part raptor, which comes in handy for it later. But for the most part, this animal's genetic makeup is pretty unknown. I'm sure it's out there somewhere on the internet, but I don't want to look it up right now.
Okay, fair enough.
But this movie stars Chris Pratt as Owen Grady, a former Navy man who is a pro at animal behavioral studies and the like, and it is also pretty handy with the raptors. He's basically their alpha, and they have a level of trust in him that very few other people get in this park.
Yeah, they listen to him and respect him. Because he is the alpha of their little group, I guess.
Now this movie, along with 2014's Guardians of the Galaxy, really propelled Chris Pratt to the A-list, where he's more or less stayed today. You find some people on the internet who are maybe a bit sick of him because he's been in a lot of things, and some who, well, they've misinterpreted his views as something hateful. But I still feel like Chris Pratt is a pretty believable action star, and he's got a really cool, rugged quality in this first movie that he does retain in the next two, but it's definitely a lot more prevalent here.
Yeah, and he has been in a lot of stuff, but he's in a lot of stuff for a reason.
Yeah, the man's a box office draw. He makes money. He plays personable, likable action stars, and he's a funny guy. I can't understand people maybe getting a bit tired of him though, but he has a brand for a reason, and this is one of the movies that shows why.
Yep, for sure.
Bryce Dallas Howard plays Claire Deering, sorry, I had something stuck in my throat. A cold, unfeeling suit who has to learn the value of motherhood and animals are people. I don't know. It's kind of it's a little murky on her story arc. Like, you get the general gist of it, but they don't outright come and say it, which is good for a story arc, I guess.
Sure, yeah. I guess so.
She learns that these assets that she's been taking care of are actual living, breathing animals and not just numbers on a spreadsheet. So that's nice. And this arc does continue with the next two movies, too.
Yeah.
The late Irfan Khan plays Masrani, the owner of Jurassic World. He took over after Hammond died, and he's just a general pretty okay dude. He's more concerned on animal and guest happiness than he has on profits, so that's pretty nice, I guess. That makes him, I suppose, the nicest CEO out there.
Yeah, he wants to make sure that, the people in the park are having fun and it's a good experience for everybody.
Which, on the one hand, yes, they probably are, but you're also most likely paying out the nose just to get here. But, who wouldn't? It's dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah, I bet it was expensive to go there.
Yeah, like a few weeks ago, we took a trip out to San Diego right before Christmas. For the three of us, us two plus our kid, it cost around $600-700 to get out there. And mind you, we didn't have to pay for a hotel or anything because we have a really cool aunt and grandma. Well, I do, who are part of a timeshare, so we got to stay out there for free. But if we didn't, staying out in San Diego would have cost a whole lot. Now add in all the stuff we wanted to do, like SeaWorld and a bunch of other stuff. And if it weren't for military discount and it would have cost us a lot more. Now, multiply that by 2 or 3 or 5, I'd say, and you'd probably get what it would cost to go to Jurassic World.
A whole lot.
Yep. Vincent D'Onofrio plays our human bad guy, our main human bad guy, Vic Hoskins. He's the head of security at the park, and he's trying to push Owen to let him use the Raptors for military ops. You know, he wants to use these Raptors to sell them to the federal government to show them, hey, you don't need to worry about using drones or any robots like this. We don't need AI. These things can't be hacked, even though that's exactly what happens later on in the movie. Kind of funny to think about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, Hoskins wants to portray himself as, you know, you're a tough, red-blooded American soldier ready to fight in the hills for his country, no matter what. But when you actually see him and you hear him talk, you realize, yeah, this guy's kind of a, well, he's kind of a useless slob, really. He's kind of like a Nedry from the first movie, if he ever listened to QAnon.
Yeah, sure.
I think something that really highlights the difference between him, a wannabe soldier, and Owen, you know, someone who actually was a sailor, but you know what I mean, is how they wear their knives in the movie, actually.
What do you mean?
Well, we see them with their knives on their back in the movie. Hoskins has his pointing straight down, like alongside his back, while Owen has his parallel to his belt. Now, Owens is going to be a lot easier to pull out because he just reach back and pull it out. However, with Hoskins, he's going to have to be a bit awkward trying to get his out because it's just pointing straight down. Highlights the difference between them.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Ty Simpkins and Nick Robinson play Gray and Zach, two brothers who are visiting their Aunt Claire while their parents are having a divorce. And as far as kid characters go in these movies, they're pretty good. I like them. They have a believable brother relationship. They aren't too annoying. Honestly, Gray is how I would be if I ever got to go to Jurassic World, all excited, wanting to see all the dinosaurs and stuff.
Yeah, I'd be excited too.
And it's kind of funny to see this teen boy, Zach, try to pretend like he isn't excited to see dinosaurs. Like, dude, who are you fooling? Like, come on.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, who would not be excited to see a dinosaur?
I don't know, man. We also get some fun appearances from character actors such as Jake Johnson and Omar Sy as Lowry and Barry, two park employees. Lowry in the computer room and Barry, one of Owen's, one of the people that works with Owen with the Raptors. They make for some pretty fun characters. You forgot that Jake Johnson was in this movie, actually.
Yeah, well, because I guess the last time I watched this movie was before I ever watched New Girl, so I didn't really know who he was.
Yeah, it's like the moment you saw him, you're just like, oh, Nick Miller, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I didn't know it was him.
We also have one returning character from the original trilogy, B.D. Wong as Dr. Henry Wu. Now, I'll get into this a bit later, but Henry Wu in this movie highlights some of the more interesting ideas that the original Jurassic Park novel brought up. We'll get to that. But we also have Judy Greer and Andy Buckley as Gray and Zach's parents. Kind of interesting to see one of the bosses from The Office in this movie. I forgot that was him. I couldn't tell who he was. He wasn't wearing glasses.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
We also have, for whatever reason, Jimmy Fallon make a cameo. That was silly. I didn't want to see that. But I guess it's better than Kimmel.
Yeah. He just cameoed as
himself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We also get during the pterodactyl scene when they're attacking everyone, this lone elderly gentleman pick up 2 margaritas and run away. Now, it makes sense that he would do that because these margaritas probably cost $20 each, and he is not losing that money. Also, that was Jimmy Buffett. So, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, that is funny. I never noticed that before, but yeah, I'd probably pick up my margaritas too. I would not leave them behind.
Which also makes sense because there's an actual Margaritaville in Jurassic World. I guess the events of this movie are why Ted Nevison and Eddie Burback didn't visit this one when they were on their road trip.
I guess not.
Shame. But yeah, these are all our major players and Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, pretty funny.
Now, the Indominus Rex. So there's been some criticism towards the Indominus and its paddock on the internet I've seen. Some people say that the Indominus is too bland looking of a fake dinosaur. Some say that it's just Rudy from Ice Age 3. Okay, fair enough. It is a big white, dinosaur basically.
They are suspiciously similar.
And it even fights a T-Rex too.
Yeah.
We plagiarizing from Ice Age now?
I guess so.
Well, you know what they say. Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
Yep.
And some criticism is valid, like how did they not see the scratches on the wall before Owen pointed them out? It's kind of weird. Like maybe Claire wouldn't have seen them because she doesn't come out here too often, but the security guard should have seen that stuff.
Yeah, you would think.
And I've seen people criticize Claire for driving back to the control room in order to call them. Why couldn't she just call them from there? Well, as we see in just a minute, when they try to communicate to the security guard, the signal was all garbled up and messy. Well, that's going to happen when you're behind all these big old concrete walls. Have you ever been in a hardware store? It can't hardly get signal in those things.
Yeah, I guess not. Makes sense.
I've also seen people say that the threat of the raptors is kind of neutered in these movies, which to an extent later on I agree, because you don't really get the fear factor from the raptors in Fallen Kingdom or Dominion, but I would say that you still do in this movie. From a few key scenes, when the new kid gets knocked into the raptor pen while trying to wrangle the pig, you could tell that he's about to get eaten, because these are big freaking dinosaurs that you do not want to be on the wrong end of. All right, and it's when Owen gets in between the raptors and the new kid and does his hand thing that countless zookeepers imitated in the summer of 2015, that we really get the message. Yeah, these things are still dangerous. Do not mess around with them.
Yep, they are still dangerous. That is true.
We also get another really good scene later on when they're going after the Indominus, and the Indominus turns the raptors on the people, and we get to see first-person views of the raptors, because they have cameras on their heads, attacking people, dragging them away to butcher them. It's really interesting. Kind of reminds me of Aliens in a way.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that.
And some people will also point to the fact that these raptors are running alongside Owen while he's on his motorcycle. But dude, that just looks cool.
Yeah, you can't complain about that if it's just there to look cool.
Speaking of things that look cool, the final one of the final scenes in the movie involves the Indominus fighting the three remaining raptors, kills two of them, and then Claire decides that we need to get a bigger one in here. So she runs over to the paddock 9, tells Lowry to open up, and it is the T-Rex. But it's not just any T-Rex, okay? It's not the buck and the doe from the Lost World. It's not that pussy who got curb stomped by the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3. This is the T-Rex from the original movie. You can tell because she still has the Velociraptor scars on her neck. This is the dinosaur that made you fear the T-Rex back in 1993? Well, I'm assuming so if you were alive for that movie.
Yeah, it's the OG T-Rex.
It's 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 the poster for the original movie, basically.
Yeah.
And she makes a big old entrance. First off, by chasing Claire with her flare, which some people have also pointed out that she probably shouldn't be able to run in those high heels. You did while we were watching this movie.
Yes, I did point that out.
But I want to point out two things. One, it draws a parallel between Claire and the T-Rex, actually.
How so?
Well, Claire, while she's wearing heels, the only part of her foot that's actually on the ground are her toes, right?
Sure, yeah.
That's exactly how the T-Rex walks too.
Yeah.
So you have these two powerful ladies, because T-Rex, like all the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, are female, that are basically that are both wearing heels.
Yeah, I guess so.
And two, she we could clearly see that she's running in heels, though. Like Bryce Dallas Howard said that, yeah, I want to do this. I'm going to run in heels.
Yeah.
It was her idea to do that.
It's not fun running in heels. I can't.
I've never seen you in heels.
That's because I don't like to wear them.
But this does also bring us to probably the best scene in the whole movie. It's just the T-Rex and the Indominus fighting. Now, T-Rex puts up a good show at first, but things don't really go too well for her immediately afterwards until the Indominus is distracted by Blue coming back to help out. And then immediately afterwards, Rexy starts whooping on the Indominus. I feel like this is easily explained. Before, when they first started fighting, Rexy was fighting more in a territorial display. She's just trying to drive the Indominus away from her land. Big carnivores like that wouldn't want to expend too much energy on something that could possibly kill them.
Okay, yeah.
But when she realized, no, this is not that. I gotta step my game up or I will die. Then she actually starts, dealing a lot more damage to the Indominus.
Yep.
She's smashing it into all sorts of different stores and everything, which, pretty nice of these real life brands being okay with their product placement being smashed up by dinosaurs. That's kind of neat of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like it's negative product placement. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, it's not like the T-Rex is looking at the camera and says, "Don't go to Margaritaville. They are too expensive."
Yeah.
And it ends with when them pushing the Indominus over to the edge of the pool where there's a mosasaur in there, this giant prehistoric oceanic reptile who ends the fight for him. Now, the mosasaur is a subject of another bit of controversy concerning this movie, namely the babysitter character that Zach and Gray lose halfway through the movie, so that they can go off and do their own thing. People say that this was too harsh of a death for her because she gets picked up by a pteranodon and then dropped in the mosasaur tank. She gets dunked in there like she's bobbing for apples or something. And then the mosasaurus comes up and then chomps them both. Here's the thing, though. One, who says innocent characters can't die in these movies? Come on. Have you not read the books? Innocent characters die in those all the time. Half the deaths are innocent in the books.
Yeah, and these are dinosaurs. It's not like they're going to seek out only the bad people to eat. They're going to eat whoever is in their way.
Well, technically not dinosaurs. Pteranodons and mosasaurs weren't.
You're a nerd. You know what I mean.
Yeah. But you get what I'm saying, though. Like, no one is off limits, and no one should be off limits for deaths in these movies. It's simple as.
Yep.
I hate the idea that someone has to earn their death. Did Eddie earn his death in The Lost World? No, he was just being a helpful guy trying to help them up from the cliff. Did Roland? No, not Roland. Did Muldoon earn his death in the first movie? No, he was just trying to help his friends out, try to get the power on. So sometimes people don't deserve their deaths. That's how it is. It's fine. It's just a movie.
Yeah, it's just a movie.
Now, back to Wu, which I said we were going to get there. He brings up some points after Masrani is asking him why he would create something like this. Now, Wu tells him that he didn't ask for something that was real. He asked for something with more teeth, something that would attract people, something that would excite them. Which in the book, he had a similar conversation with Hammond. Not Hammond. Wu was telling Hammond that he could engineer the dinosaurs to be slower, something that the public would be more expecting to see. Hammond wanted him to not do that, to give them the genuine article. But nothing in Jurassic Park is a real dinosaur. These are all some sort of genetically altered, science creations, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, they even say it in the first movie. They had to fill in gaps with frog DNA just so that they can fill in the holes of this ancient DNA strand. It's, the signs were there from the start, and we see later on from supplemental material that the velociraptors get their genetic holes filled in with monitor lizard DNA, stuff that will let Blue later on reproduce asexually.
Okay. Yeah.
Our kid's just looking at us, just like, Dad, you're going on a lot. What does all of this mean?
Yeah, she just pooped too. I felt it.
Ah, jeez, you stinky girl. Okay. All right. Let's get into the trivia about this.
Yes, please.
Okay. So, Zara, the babysitter's really extensive death. It was actually a request by her actor, Katie McGrath.
Oh yeah.
It was originally written for some random extra, but McGrath saw it and she thought it was an awesome death scene and she wanted to get it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's definitely memorable.
And she did all her own stunts for it.
Oh, nice.
Sam Neill was said to enjoy this movie.
Okay, yeah.
Between the third movie and this one, Richard Attenborough had actually expressed interest in reprising his role of John Hammond. Now, he had reprised the role for the Jurassic Park Trespasser video game, but that's not quite the same thing as a movie. However, unfortunately, he died in between the third and the fourth movie's production.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Say something real quick.
Okay. I'm just waiting for you to, give me more trivia. I don't know what to talk about. My daughter's reaching for the microphone. She really wants it.
Well, yeah, she was watching the movie with us because she just watches whatever we watch. I'm sure that's gonna have no ill effect on her mental well-being. I would hope not, at least.
Well, when she gets older, she's just a little baby right now. When she gets older, I'm not going to show her what we watch. We'll have to watch little kid stuff.
That's okay. That'll give us some more content, too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Maybe next year we'll have a whole Clemmy's Choices year for whatever we're reviewing.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Okay, so Chris Pratt and Colin Trevorrow say that the canonical backstory for Owen is that he was a dolphin trainer in the Navy, which made him the ideal candidate to train high intelligent animals that people that make the mistake of assuming are fully tamed, which makes sense. Dolphins are, they're a bit too smart for their own good. If you know, you know.
Are there dolphin trainers in the Navy?
I don't know. It's a movie. Just roll with it.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Also, Trevorrow confirmed that on the Blu-ray extras that Claire is the true main protagonist of the movie as opposed to Owen, which makes sense. We do see her first, and she gets more of a story arc than he does,
Yeah, I could have told you that. She's definitely the protagonist.
which is fine. She's a decent enough protagonist. I think she works pretty okay on her own. She definitely works in tandem with Owen, though. I feel like the two of them they work well together. And now their romance isn't the best done in movies, but you're not here for the romance in a Jurassic Park movie. If you are, go away. This is not the movie for you.
Yeah, you know what to expect whenever you go see a Jurassic Park movie.
Josh Brolin was offered the role of Owen. That could have been interesting. He's also considerably older than Bryce Dallas Howard. I feel like Chris Pratt was the better choice in regards to the romance. But again, why are you here for a romance in a Jurassic Park movie?
Yeah, I agree.
The Indominus Rex was originally going to be called the Diabolus Rex.
Okay, yeah.
A scene that was filmed and appears as a deleted scene has Claire smearing dinosaur poop on herself so that she can mask her scent.
Interesting.
I guess that would have worked.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
There was originally going to be another hybrid dinosaur, the Stegoceratops. It was going to be a hybrid between, you guessed it, a Stegosaurus and a Triceratops. But the director, Colin Trevorrow, scrapped it after he watched Return of the Jedi with his son, who pointed out that since Leia was also a Jedi, then Luke wasn't unique.
Okay, I guess that connects to the dinosaur somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. Kids make connections.
Sure.
Gray's character was originally written as being autistic, but like any sort of explicit mentions of it were dropped. But his mannerisms still made it into the movie, so I guess he's still autistic. It's just not, strictly speaking, spoken that he's autistic.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I think that'll do it for us. Jurassic World, I think, was a good return to form for the franchise, and it's honestly the best Jurassic Park sequel we've gotten.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
So, what are we going to do next time? Who knows? What's next for the Jurassic Park franchise? Well, that would be... I closed my browser. I got to reopen that.
Why'd you do that?
The next movie in the series will be Jurassic World Rebirth, coming out July 2nd of this year. It is going to be directed by Gareth Edwards. Most of you know him for being the director of 2014's Godzilla and 2016's Rogue One. And it's set to star Jonathan Bailey, Scarlett Johansson, Ed Skrein, Mahershala Ali, and Rupert Friend. As of right now, the details about the movie are pretty scarce, but I'm hoping that it's interesting. You know, it's got a decent cast. I hope they take some lesson from this movie and having a good first movie with some likable enough characters, some decent dinosaur action, and some decent scares, because this movie had all of that. But I feel like the Jurassic franchise is... I feel like it's maybe... I feel like it should have taken some more cues from the novels with the more horrifying aspects of it and the lessons on really not treating science as a toy to be just used like a kid who found his dad's gun, as Ian Malcolm so succinctly pointed out in the first movie.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. She was choking.
It's okay. Just roll with it.
All right. Then yes, you're right.
Hopefully, one of these days, those aspects get explored better in these movies. But I'm not going to hold my breath for it. I'm probably just going to have to deal with what we get, which, for the most part, it's fine enough.
Yeah, it is.
So, we'll catch you next time.
See you next time.